Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please like, share, subscribe, all those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And as I've said in previous videos, this is G.I. Joe, the classified series, a new line that I'm starting to dip my toe into, if you like. And I'm not ashamed to say that I don't know a huge amount about the characters. I've just grabbed a few of the figures that I thought were cool. This one is Stuart Outback Selkirk, I think it is. Now, unfortunately, the boxes look really cool, but on the back there is no information, so I don't know anything from the box, which is a real shame for kind of new collectors and new guys to the line, because it doesn't tell us anything about the figures that are inside. What I do know is that Outback is an original character. Well, I say original, but he did debut in the G.I. Joe series back in the late 80s. I think it was 87 I saw. And he's part of Tiger Force. And from what I know of Tiger Force, is it's a kind of late 80s faction that was in G.I. Joe. I mean, I had G.I. Joes as a kid, but I didn't know a huge amount about them other than what I saw on the cartoon. As far as a figure goes, this is a really nice one. He just stood out as something really cool, like an older guy. He's quite hench, just looks really cool. Big tiger on his shirt. Comes with a really nicely detailed backpack. You can tell that that's full of stuff. And Outback is a survivalist. He's the G.I. Joe team's survivalist. So I expected him to come with a whole bunch of things like that flashlight, like this shovel. And like I've said previously, the cool thing about the G.I. Joe figures is everything has a place. Here's also his knife. He's got his sidearm as well, which has got a bit of like bandage wrapped around the handle, which is a really nice touch. And he's also got the clip here that goes in his larger weapon, and it's some kind of machine gun. Just looks really cool. And as you can see, the clip just goes in here. And from what I've experienced, a lot of the weapons have removable clips, which is a really nice touch and really good for kind of setting up action figure photography or for some decent poses. So let's just put all these things where they're supposed to go. So the knife goes in this sheath here on his boot, which, if I'm honest, does look a little bit clumsy, I think, but I can get past it. You know, it's not the end of the world. The flashlight goes on his hip here in a kind of a double looped pouch, which is a really nice little touch. I do love the way that all of the accessories have a place. His sidearm goes in the holster here on the right hand side. And I'll just move him around. And this figure's pinless as well, which is also a nice touch. I do like the pinless tech, and there's no pins there on his legs, no pins there on his arms. The articulation is what you would expect from a 6-inch male figure, so you've got all those normal points of articulation that you come to expect from Hasbro. And I think there's just something really nice about these G.I. Joe figures. I really do like the look of them. I love the variety, I love the colours. Now, from what I remember, this guy had like really mad camo kind of trousers, and they've dulled that down a little bit. He's part of the Tiger Force faction, which, as I said, if I remember rightly, was kind of a range of figures that came out in the late 80s, where everything kind of had tigers on it. I'm gonna have to look that up. His main weapon here goes on the peg on his backpack. It's really sweet that these backpacks all have pegs for things to kind of go on. The only thing I'd say is the strap, where it's quite rigid, doesn't quite fit. I was just going to see if it went over his arm like that, but no, it doesn't. So yeah, so that's the only kind of drawback, I suppose. But you could heat that up and kind of move that around a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural. Just put the clip back in there so that I don't lose it. But yeah, so I don't know a huge amount about Tiger Force or about this character, but as far as a G.I. Joe figure goes, this guy is pretty cool. I do wish that the boxes had more information. It would be quite nice to kind of be able to pick a figure up, learn a little bit about them, and then kind of go and do some further research. But the reason I went for this guy is just because there's something really cool about like an older guy that looks seriously kind of like the real deal sort of thing. Like, you know, he looks the business, doesn't he? Now, interestingly enough, as a collector of Marvel Legends, I've got a whole bunch of these smoke effect accessories that come with various different figures, and both of the guns here for Outback have a hollowed out barrel, so you can actually fit those smoke effects into them. I think it would have been a really nice touch if the G.I. Joe team had kind of borrowed some of these off of the Marvel Legends team and included them with this figure, because it would have just made a really nice figure even better. You can see here that for posing or for action figure photography, these little smoke effects really do kind of give the impression of, you know, just fired gun, a freshly fired gun. So it's a shame that they didn't include something like that, but it is not the end of the world because this guy is really detailed. And the thing I'm really loving about the G.I. Joe figures is the details right down to the sculpting on the weapons, and the accessories all seem to be spot on. I've not come across one yet where I've been disappointed with the accessories they come with. Can't wait to get some photos done with this guy. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to do. Highly recommend picking him up if you're getting into the G.I. Joe classified lines. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon.